Live! And in stereo? I don't know.
I
don't know. I think a microphone's mono actually, but. Oh. Yeah, okay. Right.
It's true though.
I don't want to know.
You already do that.
Too much information.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of information, hi, we're going to give you information.
On
what about that? Today, oh yeah, I'm going to bring this up now.
That's what we're talking about.
WRXs and STI.
Flexing on people.
Did you do your homework?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I know most of it off the top of my head, hopefully.
No, the health checklist.
Health checklist?
Yeah. Figure out if you have an STI or not.
Oh, I don't think I have an STI. I used to.
Yeah.
I used to have an STI. So did Seto.
Oh, the car. Yeah, okay.
Wait. Phone's off if you're in the live studio, please.
We should probably mention that. Right. Do we have the sign in the door?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh, it fell down though.
Oh, okay.
Told you we should ban Sheldon. Okay, so tonight's video we're talking about the basic differences between WRXs and STIs. Mostly just the GC8s and GDs.
I don't know if we're going to call that basic differences. We're going to cover everything, aren't we? I don't know.
Well, the fact that there's multiple variants of STI, I'd say basic.
Yeah, okay.
Because we're going between just a WRX and just an STI, not a WRX and an STI Type RA, STI Type RA Spec C.
No, yeah, we're not.
Tuned by STI.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So basic.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay. I missed that.
Okay.
Did you mention that we're covering GC8s and GDs only?
Yes.
Good.
Because
I don't have to read.
But even when we talk about GDs, it's not probably going to be all GDs. Again, because like we've said, we mostly dealt with the bug eyes and peanuts. So that's where most of our knowledge is. Like, we do know about the Hawkeyes and that, but we never really played with them, and 2.5s are terrible.
Yeah, we can talk about them anyway.
The 2.5s are terrible.
Yes, they are. Anyway, where do we start then?
They're terrible. Don't laugh at me, man. They're terrible.
Wait.
I like my ring lands.
I know. We were going to do
Sheldon's
this.
just like, I've got to get out and laugh.
We were going to do this. What we're going to do, is it a WRX or an STI?
Or do we want to start that straight away? Or do we want to talk about some differences?
I don't know.
You start with talking about some differences.
Well, let's... Which picture do we put up first?
One of my biggest gripes that I used to have was people saying my STI wasn't an STI just because it didn't have the big wing, which not many people knew, but the bug STIs didn't come with them factory, except for the last generation where they became an optional extra. So once the peanuts came out and everyone started seeing the big wing and going, that looks cool.
I think I remember, I'm pretty sure someone told us that it became a factory option in late 02.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would have been...
So you could have got it from a dealership with that wing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But as it left the country in Japan, I don't think it had it.
Yeah. So...
But anyway.
I enjoyed the stealth factor. I've never been a fan of the huge wing.
Wait, where's one with the huge wing?
That's one I struggle to find. The one with mine and Mikey's.
Yeah, okay.
Back to front.
So, it's not the clearest photo, although at that side you probably can't really tell. I think one of the biggest things that everybody goes for is the big wing. If it's got the big wing, it's got to be an STI, right? No? Yeah, okay. I didn't think so either. I actually don't like the big wings. How do you feel about those?
I'm not a huge fan. It works on some cars. Like, I don't mind the GC8s and that with them. But if you gave me a GD...
There was a photo of the GC8 with one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I found one.
That one. Let's go that one.
Yeah. So, like I don't mind the GC8s with them. But the GDs, I've always preferred either the small wing or no wing. I just don't feel like they seem right. Like, in saying that, I don't mind the ones with the stiffeners, which is what Michael's one had.
Yeah.
Mikey's one.
Yeah.
Like the stiffeners look cool. Oh, don't do this to me. That is.
I'm doing it. I'm doing this one. If I can get it. This was unplanned, like this photo, so
Yeah, we weren't ready for this.
let's see if I
I
can
thought we
save
weren't
that.
talking about it, guys.
Well, nobody can really see the front end.
Yeah, but if you know what you're looking at the back, you can tell.
Not many people
Yeah, it's
do.
nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
I'm not even going to ask. I feel like I missed something. That one.
So that's the S204. 4?
Yeah. How'd you get there?
Was that the S204?
Yes. The S204. This wing here.
But again, something Nathan's forgetting is the fact we weren't going to delve into other variants of STI.
I wasn't going to say what it was. But that wing I like.
Yes.
It wasn't as big as the STI. Technically, it is an STI wing. It wasn't as big as the vanilla STI wing, and it wasn't like the small, like WRX type wing. I know, but that being said, my favorite too was the.
Yeah, I've got a photo of that car.
Where's the other one? Did you get a?
Yeah, that's his old one.
Did you get a '99 WRX spoiler?
No.
No.
Not just a base.
Because technically that was an STI spoiler as well.
Yeah, I know. If you quickly try to find a photo of my rig.
Yeah. You keep talking.
Well, the other thing you have there is that I did get the GF8. I got its STI wings.
Let's go that one.
So this was another car that had big wings on it, which were the GF8s. I'm struggling because I can't really see it properly. But they had the big top wing, and I think, as far as I recall, GD had a K 7th letter in... What?
What does that mean? Mikey, what's that mean? Is he here?
I don't think so. Is he here?
Ask him what that means in English.
What
His comment.
His comment.
Get him to come in.
What does that mean in English?
I didn't literally mean that, but okay.
It's the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
easy. Mikey
he's
can
here.
explain his comment because I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, so the
English is my first language, by the way, in my
well,
defense.
straight up, this car here, we can show a few photos of this because if we would go to the front of this car, so as you see, it's got the big wing up top. I don't believe the rear was small, big on the STIs, were they? The mid wing, they were still the same size as normal GF8s.
No, they were bigger.
Oh,
So apparently the 7th digit in on the VIN on a GD is a K, means it's an STI.
he's gone too far. The easiest
6.
way to do it is if it's a B or an A,
Yeah.
which I have VIN wise. We can
Hey,
show
it's
that.
Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Jeff used to be our neighbour back at the old workshop.
This is what 150 days smoke free looks like, Jeff. I'm getting there, my man.
Jeff pulled the pin first, though. Jeff moved out first, then we moved out after.
Yeah, just so you know, no one's moved in yet
Yeah.
to either.
They're painted in black.
But yeah, if Nathan gets up the VINs, we can compare a Bug-Eye VIN to a Bug-Eye WRX VIN, I believe it was, to a Bug-Eye STI VIN. So it's one thing people notice is the GD. So yeah, where Mikey said the K is, that's wrong.
This one.
It's the one before the K. So if it's GDA, that's just WRX, but you're going to hate me because I didn't rotate the photo.
Man, can't take you anywhere. It's this one.
Yeah. So with that, that's just a basic WRX. And please note that you can't go stealing these VINs because they're either the cars are cut up and destroyed, or I've taken the VIN plates off and destroyed them.
So I
So
mean, steal the
good
bins.
luck.
You can
Like the
still
VIN
use them
plates.
for parts,
So this one here
like part searching.
was off my STI. If it wants to rotate in a second, just give it time. So that one there was a genuine STI VIN. So all the way up to the Hawkeyes, I believe it was, were GDB for the STIs and GDA
Yes.
for the Bug-Eyes. For the
STIs.
WRXs.
What?
GDA was WRX.
Yes, GDA was WRX. GDB was STI.
Yeah.
Until we get to the Hawkeyes. Then I think they're GD9s and GDFs, I think. Can't remember off the top of my head. I think that's right. GD9 was it GD?
I don't know much about Hawkeyes.
We kind of ignore those. So, do you want to talk about the difference between the engines then?
Which ones do we want to start?
I mean the 207 and the 257.
No one cares about 257.
Everybody just hears STI engine and goes, woo!
But there are many different variants. You've got, in the early GC8s, you had the 20G, which was occasionally closed deck, which a lot of people mistake to believing all 20Gs were closed deck, but they weren't. There's something we'll delve into another day where we can show you easy ways to
identify each engine.
You also had, was it 20K an STI engine in one of the early models?
Yes.
Yeah, so you had the 20K, which was around 90. That was one of the originals, wasn't it?
Yeah, 93 to 98.
Yeah, and then you had the 20Gs mixed in there as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know much about the difference between those two, besides
the closed deck
thing.
But yeah,
and the heads, obviously.
Then we get to the 207 for the GC8s, which is one of the ones that confuses a lot of people.
I talked about that last week.
Yeah, we touched on it last week because
Forester.
They are completely open deck. They have... Well, I'll let you talk about that.
The 207 in the GC series, so that was pretty much just the version 5 and version 6 STI, so 98, 99.
And
yeah, they weren't really anything special. Like, as a short block, they weren't really anything special. I'm pretty sure it was almost identical to a 205.
Yeah, and then...
I'm not sure if it got the cross-drilled oil crank thing. Cross-drilled oil journals? Holes.
I never messed with those early ones much.
I didn't pull enough. I couldn't be bothered pulling it apart enough to figure that one out. It may have got that.
But when we...
Rods and pistons, I think, were the same or similar.
And
open
also
deck,
heads were big port, big valves.
Well, I mentioned that last week. The heads, the ports were the same, the cams were different, the valves were different. Sodium filled valves in the STI heads, so the valve train was better, more aggressive cams. That's about it, really.
Then we hop up to the Bug-Eye STIs, which had the better motor, which was the 207 semi-closed deck.
We don't actually need to cover this stuff right now because we're talking about how to identify an STI. So this is if you're looking at parts, if you're picking through engine.
You're the one who got me to start talking about motors.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I just realised because technically
Let's go back to stuff then.
Yeah, wild tangents for sure.
Let's go back to the photo. By the way, I'm sorry guys. I may have forgotten to count the amount of tangents from last week.
The what?
The tangents we went on.
I
was going to do it today, but I zoned out and got distracted, so I'll recount it. But
Sean says you guys need to start wrecking cars again. I need parts badly.
That's like a lot of people.
Yeah, we're not doing it. We're just... No. 8 years was enough. That's... Yeah.
We love you guys, but the market still isn't there. Like, it's not worth us getting back into it at the moment.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, in the future, we might, but...
Yeah, you speak for yourself.
Well, I've had someone talking about importing stuff in.
Yeah, true.
So, that's another story down the line, though. But back to the story. So, if Nathan brings up that GF8 from before again...
Oh, really?
Well, the thing is, if we bring that up, it's going to be one of those ones like...
Which one do you want?
Is it a WRX or is it an STI?
Okay.
Like, I know the answer. You know the answer. But looking at it, it's very hard to know.
There you go.
Do you know what it is, Sheldon? Just wait, it'll come up. I'm just waiting a second, and I'm going to give someone in the crowd an option to answer, if he's too scared. No, because I think John knows the answer already. He's pretty smart, so he might too.
What this?
Well, this car here. Do you know what it is? Is it in the WRX or an STI?
It's an STI wagon.
You reckon it's STI wagon?
I'm going to say something along the lines of tuned by STI.
No. We supplied probably 90% of parts of this car. I'm pretty sure these came from car... Which car was it? Seto?
Was it that many?
There was a fair few bits off it. Wasn't it car
We supplied the
17?
badges. I think we supplied the wheels.
The boot.
Oh yeah, did we?
I'm pretty sure you said the boot came off... Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, the boot came off car 17. Wasn't it?
No, I know who that went to, and it wasn't him.
I thought you told me when we got that car, all those bits came off us.
No, all 4 doors did.
Or the STI doors.
No, they're not STI doors.
Oh. Well, as far as I knew, the boot and all that came from us. But, obviously not.
Mind you, you'd be very hard pressed to tell that this wasn't an STI.
Yeah.
NA, right?
No, it
Yes.
was turbo.
No.
Oh, it was originally NA.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
start off with, this was a non-turbo.
1996 Impreza.
And it was red.
96, yeah.
Yeah. I
It
think
was
so.
early model.
Do you know the car?
I know, because I just found the photo on the wall. I just
cheated.
turned and I was
Totally
like,
cheated.
But, yeah, so this car
You
here...
deciphered the codes too. Good job.
I even have, so like we said, this one isn't an STI, but if you look at the front end, it's actually a mix of a 98 STI and a 99 2000 STI. Or would you say 98 because of the bonnet?
No, headlights.
So the headlights are crystals, which
Yeah, so
are
that's 99 2000.
99 2000. The bonnet's 99, 98 99.
We're doing one of those tangent things again though, because this isn't.
Well, yes and no, because the front bar is off an early model STI. It's not a 99 2000.
Yeah, I know, but the grill's 98 or earlier. The bonnet could be 98 because it was 98 to 90, late 96.
So with the GC8s, how could you tell the GC8s apart, VIN-wise?
Oh, VIN wise.
I don't have any VINs for a GC8. Those bro.
I don't know that I do either.
I can't recall the difference on the VINs on how to tell. Wasn't it?
I can tell you that a 99 WRX VIN starts with JF1 GC8 KD3XG, and then it's 6 digits.
Yeah, but is that
And
STI
then-
or non-STI?
Non-STI.
Yeah.
But then a 2000 WRX is JF1 GC8 KD3YG. So it goes from X to Y because it progresses a letter between the year models. But I don't remember enough Australian VINs to know which one.
It was.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's the front end on them. Dude, I believe I got a...
But look, okay, looking at that picture, what's the giveaway that it's not an STI though? The lip's not genuine.
No. But it is a style of a genuine one. It's
Yeah,
a
it
replica
is.
one. Like, unless you
is.
knew exactly what you were looking at,
Yeah.
you would think that's a genuine one, because I believe I have a photo of a genuine one. Wasn't that green car? Wasn't that a genuine STI lip?
Genuine STI lip. Where are we?
There.
There. So that was the genuine
Yeah.
STI lip. So it was actually 3 pieces.
Yeah.
Whereas the other one wasn't.
But the other trick there, the fog light covers on the white one, I believe were genuine.
Yeah.
Those ones
Those
were replicas.
True.
Hence why...
This wasn't an STI either. Oh.
No.
Dead giveaway for some cars not being an STI. STIs only came in certain colours.
Yes.
Which I think was silver, white, blue and black.
Yes. And depending
So
on the
there's
generation
no-
as well.
There's no like navy blue STIs, there's no light blue STIs, there's no red STIs, at least not in Australia anyway from the factory.
Well, the other thing is,
Sorry, this is in the GCs and GDs. I think it might have changed in the later.
that generation front end wasn't the only Oz delivered STIs 2 doors.
With that front end, I don't think we even got that front end on STIs in Australia.
Anthony's.
Yeah, his was a 99.
Yeah, version 5.
Yeah, the version 5s are a 99. So they didn't get this bar and this lip.
Interesting. So we
Yeah.
didn't get any of them.
No, not here in Australia. That's why you don't see many of those.
Yeah.
Because there just aren't any.
Because then when we go to the newer face, which I think I might have found some, if not the photos from
Here.
yeah. Oh,
Let's go with that one.
yeah. So like that is a 99 2000. Well, 2000.
Yeah. Wait,
STI.
no, 99.
99.
Version 5.
Oh, it is.
Oh. Ah.
So the Japanese got in the version 5 4-doors,
Yeah.
where the Oz delivereds were only the 2-doors.
Because you talk Australian delivered, and everyone's like, oh yeah, it's a 2-door, so it's a version 5. And then you go to Japan, it's like it's a version 5, and everyone from Australia is like, no, it's not 2-door. Over there, they're 4-door.
See, that's
Go
something
figure.
I didn't know.
Go figure.
I probably could have worked that out by reading a bit, but
I don't think you can actually. That information is not hugely widespread here in Australia.
what are people saying on the Faceballs?
I just realised that I forgot to share the live stream to my Facebook timeline.
That's alright.
What that actually, because there's a lot of people. Basically, in the time that we were wrecking, a lot of people contacted me personally, added me as friends personally, to get parts, which I was okay with, because I have a separate section of my Facebook profile where everyone that I don't know, like outside of here, gets added to. So that's okay. If you want to learn how to set that up, you can hit me up and I'll tech help you all. But yes, there's a lot of people out there watching who have asked for parts before. So you keep talking about that.
About the version 5s or 6s?
Or both.
So when we go to the version 6 in Australia, they were 4-doors, not 2-doors. So, and I think they only came out in what, grey, white, and blue? No,
Which ones?
the version
2-doors.
6 STI 4-doors.
Oh, the 4-doors
Yeah,
here in Australia.
yeah,
White and blue steel mica, I think it's called.
which is grey. Yeah,
Yeah.
which I do have a photo of one of those.
Do you?
Yes, I have a backdoor photo.
Wait.
I come prepared. He was taken out the front of 3P.
Which photo is it?
I'm pretty sure it's just rear end of GC8s.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Found it.
So there you
This
go.
one.
That's again,
Hey,
Full
look.
Noise Productions, one of our mates' old photography group companies. That car there in the middle was a version 6 STI. So it was a 4-door in the blue steel micro color, whatever you want to call it, compared to, I believe mine was champagne silver from memory.
Yeah.
Because the GC8s, there's, well, not even GC8s, GC8s and GDs have about 3 different silvers that from a distance look the same, but as soon as you put them next to each other in the light, they are completely different. But that's another thing I can kind of briefly touch on in this photo, is the tail lights. Major pet peeve of mine was the fact that as soon as someone sees the clear tail lights on a WRX, on a GC8, they instantly call them STI tail lights.
This photo?
Well, that'll work. That's a GF one. Well, you can see it in that photo, like the previous photo. But these tail lights here, everyone refers to them as STI tail lights.
These are not STI tail lights. Oz delivered STIs did not get these tail lights.
So,
And a lot of non-turbo models in Japan apparently got these tail
yeah.
lights.
So they are JDM tail lights. They're
There's a
not
Japanese
STI.
name for them, but I don't know what it is. Is it?
Cookie.
Really?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
I thought it was longer.
As far as
Okay, cool.
S14's and that. Cookie's the update, yeah? Or the fancy.
I think so.
Actually, yeah, I think it was the later models that got these too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But another thing, like this photo here, what most people wouldn't be able to pick is the fact that these are for a wagon. Not
And they are
for
different.
Yeah.
You cannot fit wagon tail lights to a sedan or sedan tail lights to a wagon because they're a different shape.
The biggest giveaway, because I think I've got other photos of GF8, GC ones. If we go back to the photo list,
Yeah.
so on that photo there, that I believe is still up, if you look to the center, down the bottom of the clear section, they are more rectangular compared to when you look at...
Found the sedan one.
Yeah, so you can see the rectangle shape. I don't know if we can't really highlight it, but if we were to flip to a sedan, yeah, you can't see in that photo.
No.
But
there's a straighter edge too in the wagon.
yeah. But there you go. That's talking about the wing. You know how you asked if we had a 99 2000.
So technically,
that's an STI wing.
yeah, for version 3.4.
4. Yeah.
No, not 1, 2.
3, 4. 1, 2 was the big in between
I
one.
thought that was just 1. I can't remember.
But this wing here,
3-4 era, somewhere around
it's one of those things where, like I said, with my STI, I could play the I've got an STI wing, even though it looks like a WRX one, because technically speaking, it is STI, and I've had a few people try to pull that wing on me, saying it's an STI wing, and I'm like, yes, technically you're right.
I remember you coming in complaining to me. It's like they're calling an STI wing, and then me having to turn around and tell you, well, technically it is, but not in this country.
Yeah.
Because that never came on an STI in this country. Because like I said, we only got version 5 and 6 STIs in Australia.
Yeah.
So then, but then that wing appeared as stock on the 99 and 2000 WRXs.
Yes.
But still, anyway, for a GC8, I still think the biggest giveaway is the colour.
Yeah, the colours are the biggest giveaway. If they've still got the stock wheels, the fact they're gold tends to be a giveaway because the GC
only take 15
yeah,
minutes
no,
to change, but yeah.
But the issue is with these, they're very hard to pick. Like GC8s especially, because of how similar a GC8 WRX was to a GC8 STI. There was not many upgrades.
Stepping down from that, then the next biggest thing, if you jump inside the car...
If you jump inside, that's when you start noticing the differences.
The two biggest things would have to be the instrument cluster.
Yes.
Which one are we looking at? Whiteface. That one?
Yeah, that's
Let's
one
go
of the
this
fancy
picture.
9K ones too.
No, the fancy one's 10K.
Oh. Well, that there is one giveaway for the GC8.
Yeah.
Is the fact that...
The tacho is in the middle.
Yes. Wait, is that on the Australian delivered as well?
No, Paul Ant.
I would, but...
He's probably asleep.
But his is a version 5, so that'd be different to that one anyway, wouldn't it?
No.
No? No, he wouldn't be asleep. But, yeah, one of our friends has a version 5 STI 2-door, which is one of my favourite cars.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so you've got the instrument cluster as a giveaway. The seats. So again, yes, you can swap seats around and you can swap
instrument clusters as well.
But as far as I knew, the plugs were slightly different, weren't they? Or can you swap?
In version 4 and earlier, so 98 and earlier, they were.
Yeah.
I think version 5, 6 is a straight swap from memory.
Because I know when
Unless
you
you go
start
on
going to the bug eyes, so the GDs, which is another one, I'm pretty sure we have a photo of the instrument cluster.
Which one? Bug?
Yeah, we'll go bug, so that one. It's only slight differences. Again, the position of the tacho swaps.
But the dead giveaway anyway, regardless of whether the tacho's in the middle or not in the Australian model, is
It's
it's got the STI logo on it.
Yeah, but people
I
can
know
add
you
stickers.
I know, but
The other giveaway...
Okay, for someone like me who does the odd design thing here and there, like with our logos and website and everything, the size, colour and position, I've never seen anybody replicate it properly.
Yeah, but
It's always been bigger.
not everyone sees it as often as we do. Like, some of the other giveaways with them is, like I said, the tacho being in the middle, which is something hard to swap.
In the GD,
The Rev and...
inbuilt shift light, which is really cool, by the way.
I used to play with that a lot. So that...
I used to use that to tell me to shift at 5.
I used to use it to tell me to shift at 7.
and a half.
Yeah. The above the 1000 R/minutes, that there's a shift light that flashes red, which
so cool.
down the bottom you can adjust,
And you
which
can
is
get it
awesome.
to beep.
Yes. But another thing, when you start looking at the JDM ones, I don't think I have a JDM one. I have a peanut one. That's a GD.
Wait, let's look at this one.
So this tends to be people's favourite one. This one has the DCCD, which is on the left-hand side. Is that going to be the left for them?
Yeah. over here.
You're not allowed to leave. You may leave. On the left-hand side, the DCCD control, which, yeah, awesome fun to play with. Oh, wait, that is a JDM dash.
Yeah. Ah.
I didn't mean for that, but that is a JDM dash.
We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at before, but I couldn't think of one. The JDM dashes only went up to 180. So, if you want to make your car look uber fast...
It's an hour.
Yeah. 180 kilometers.
People might think the odometer only goes up to 180,000 because that's pretty much when the Japanese dump the cars.
Yeah, true. But yeah,
Actually,
so the 180 kilometers an hour, it makes you look like you're going a lot quicker.
I think we all know that anyway from Tokyo Drift, right?
Yeah.
Japanese cars are speed limited to 180 k's an hour.
Yeah, well, if you're into like Skylines and all that kind of stuff, most of them have a factory speed limit of 180.
Yeah.
So you tend to hit like a big engine cut once you get there. It is not a fun experience. I don't advise you trying it.
It's the same as boost cut.
Also, I don't advise you trying to get up to 180, especially on streets. It's not advisable.
Mexico?
Yes, Mexico. Which is tonight. Mexico runs it tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
We can't endorse that.
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
We're not in Mexico. Some of the other things... Where are we up to? So that was... Oh, the interiors. We can show the interior, the seats in the GC8s and that.
That's still something that's fairly...
It is simple to change, but like the main reason we're bringing this up is if you're looking to make sure it is STI, you want to make sure it has all these.
Yeah.
Like if it's mixed and matched, missing certain aspects,
Chances are it's not an STI.
yeah. So like this generation they're the version 5, 3, 4 seats.
3 and 4 the same? I'm pretty sure 3 and 4 were the same.
Yeah,
It's been a long
5
time
and 6
since I've
was-
seen those.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
5 and 6 were the
they had the grey suede. With that model, that generation, you would have had grey suede door cards, which I don't believe I have a photo of.
I
Cameron
don't
Freeman,
think
what's
so.
he saying?
He bought the STI version 5 front bar, had pearl clear over the white bar. Wasn't that the version...
The Pearl one?
Are we talking the one we had up before? Car 134?
134 wasn't a Pearl white,
Yeah, it was.
was it?
Yeah.
With the flag.
Yeah.
I thought it was a normal metallic white.
No, I thought it was a pearl.
No, because we're talking the custom paint job one, which would have been car 73. 73 had the custom white paint job. Or,
That was
no,
on version 5 front bar.
that one. 62
62.
was a custom paint job.
We sold that car shell holder.
I'm not sure then.
That wasn't version 5 either.
That's
This is
an early
confusing
car.
us. Cam Freeman. Which bar was that exactly? What?
Yeah,
Pearl?
I can't remember the
It's got to be a
Pearl
white
Clear.
car.
Yeah, the Pearl Clear was a sparkly.
That's the bit that's throwing me off.
I can't remember. Like, I can remember having.
83 was matte, I think.
Yeah, 83 was a drag car.
Yeah. No idea. Cam, when you see this, let us know. Oh, that's right. There's some lag in the stream, isn't there?
Yeah, no,
Between
that's fine.
comments and
Different
Let's keep
site.
going.
So then, when we start laying underneath the car,
Wait, what's different sizes? David, what's a different size?
I'm assuming he's talking possibly about the diff, which is something we can dive into now for the version 7s.
Yeah.
So
Well, actually, before you get to that, because we're talking... Wait, let me change. So we're talking GDs now.
yep.
Oh, look, I'm going to throw mine up, because we haven't seen that yet. This was mine back in the day.
Actually, no, you stuffed up.
Why?
Should have played the which one's real and which one's fake. I told you I had that photo there.
What?
Well, now you've told them that yours is an STI.
Yeah.
So now they're going to know which one's a fake one.
Doesn't matter, we'll come back.
Like the 3 of us out the front.
You already mentioned that we both had STIs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They didn't wouldn't have had to have known that yours was that one.
I think most people watching know which one mine
Yeah,
was.
I know.
But anyway,
some of the
we lost
GDs.
track again. Where were we?
GDs.
Oh, wait, no. Sorry, yeah, we were going to talk diff. But if we're talking GDs,
Well, before we get to the diffs, we'll talk about visuals on the bug eyes because I got a few photos of that.
I was
Because
only
that-
gonna step one back and
That
go,
that was my big
okay,
pet
cool.
peeve.
Yeah.
Because the bug eyes, I hated WRX bug eyes. Like, they were disgusting, they were foul, and somehow me and Nathan both. I feel like you were the same. Yeah, you weren't a fan of the bug eyes.
Yeah,
WRXs.
I didn't like the bug eye WRXs. I always said, and this is probably what you're going to say, is that if I was to get a bug eye, it had to have the headlights, the front grille, and the fog light covers from an STI
Yes.
because they are different.
Which now, like, we'll show you the front.
Did you
We'll
get
start with the
photo
headlights.
of 52.
Which car?
52.
Down the bottom, next to the peanut is the front end. Up one, down. That's the bug eye.
That's not 52. No, I'm talking the white shell that we bought. That was going to be a project that had all the front end stuff.
Oh, freaking Chris's.
Actually, let's just use yours again.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got both mine and your front ones up.
There.
So
You see the
that
headlights. Yeah, point with the mouse. The headlights.
oh, can they
the
see the
grill,
ones?
Yeah, and the fog light covers, which we customed.
Yeah, custom stickers.
Customized. Proper English. I just realised this is going to go really badly to podcast format because we're picture heavy.
Well, that's fine. Like, even the last ones were picture heavy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the front ends on these, again, even like the bonnet scoop was slightly larger than the standard ones, but not as obnoxiously large as
That's
the
probably one of
peanuts.
those subtle things that people
Yeah.
don't notice. Actually, sorry, while we're on the subject of bonnets, everybody always asked for STI bonnet scoops for the GC8s.
Yeah.
From factory, they were the same. What
Yes.
everybody usually refers to as an STI bonnet scoop are the ones based off the 2003 to 2005 STIs. Wait, do we have one of those? That one?
Well, that would be one, yeah. I'm sorry I stole your photo. Well, it's Seto's photo of your car, Waleed, if you're here.
But yeah,
It's a very nice car.
that scoop is bigger than the WRX.
Yes.
And that's the most aggressive scoop that ever appeared on an STI.
And that's
Sure.
the one people get in trouble for with the cops because they say
too
that it's
big.
too tall, it's too this. Even though it's factory, the issue you run into is the aftermarket ones.
Yeah, when you run in, when you put those on other models. So
Yeah.
the other thing too is that your bonnet hole is not the same size between all the models, so you can't just take the scoop off a 2003 to 2005 WRX and plop it on a GC8. It doesn't fit.
You can take one off a bug eye and put it onto a Forester, SF5.
Yes.
That's probably about the only one.
No, SG does something as well.
Yeah.
I
What
think,
was it, the SG?
I think these bolt straight onto
To
the
the
SG
SG,
Forester. So 03 to 07, I think. Or at least 03 to 05. It's the first series SGs are a straight fit.
But yeah, so like the scoops and that, like if we go back to the STI, the bug eye STI, to talk about it a bit more.
You just want to see your car again, don't you?
No, I really hate seeing it because I regret it.
I think I just bumped the camera.
I think you did.
Bye-bye.
No, it's fine. But so with this, you've got the headlights which are different,
That'll be me.
the grills that are different, fog light covers which weren't
they
really
didn't come with
different.
the WRX, so
Yeah, but
they were.
They were different.
They were and they weren't. I don't know.
And the bonnet scoop, looking from the front end.
You can tell that's bigger.
Yeah.
Well, by
But
comparison,
what we can do now, we can compare the front grille off a bug eye.
Well, let's get the whole
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, the whole car.
Wait,
Does it
let's
have
see.
the grille though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, that had an aftermarket scoop anyway.
Oh, there you go. So that's one of those big
03 to 05 era scoops.
replicas. That was a MRT built.
So
one, I
anything
believe.
that looks like that appears on the other models that we didn't just mention, CrossFits, the Foresters, is aftermarket.
Yeah.
It's not an STI scoop as such. We always advertise stuff as if it wasn't actually a genuine STI part, it was STI style.
Or
Because-
replica.
Yeah, style, replica, whatever, because we didn't want to be selling stuff that looked like STI stuff is actually STI stuff when it wasn't. It's really a technicality, seeing as that's what everyone was calling it anyway, but I think you can probably get the idea now that we're trying to get rid of a lot of the misinformation and put the right stuff out there that people keep getting wrong.
Yeah, and like, so looking at the front here, the STI had the single piece grille, which looked absolutely amazing, whereas these were a 3-piece. Yeah, they're not so pretty.
Let's see if we can
I don't like the honeycomb effect on them. It just wasn't very attractive. And then, did that continue on with the peanuts? No, the peanuts just went to a single.
Yeah, they were a single piece.
The bars just changed to incorporate holes for the fog light covers and canards.
Yeah, but didn't the bar have... Was there a trim between the lights and the grille or not?
Just keep using Waleed's car.
Yeah, there is.
Where?
That's part of the bar.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they went to just having a grill.
Wait, I'll bring that up.
Yeah. So with the peanuts, they went to just having a grill and the bar coming up around the headlights.
Yeah.
And the only real difference between the WRX and the STI bars were the fact that the canards on the side had holes pre-drilled into the bar for the STIs, whereas
it wasn't even pre-drilled, it was cut out because they were clip-in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. For the
clip-in with the metal
plug
thing.
Yeah, they had the plug there. Yeah. So it was drilled. There was a hole there.
No, there's actual slots that it slits into. And then
cutouts. Same thing.
There's both.
Yeah. So, again, the front ends on the peanuts was less of a noticeable difference apart from the scoop.
That is a nice looking car, by the way.
I love his car. Like, yeah. I miss racing him. I remember scaring him one day. But yeah, so now we can bring up the headlights on the Bug, because the one on the that green car was terrible. I've got some.
Let's go back to the green car for a second. No. So you can show how terrible.
Yeah, they just because I've got some sitting on the bonnet of the car.
Oh, I thought we were.
No. I've got some like that somewhere.
The blue bonnet, I think. Here.
Yeah.
These were slightly different.
Yeah, they were painted. So these here were stock ones that someone's pulled the lens off
and then blacked out.
And blacked out to try to make them look more STI than they were, which. If you're an STI owner, no. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll admit I was pretty bad when I owned an STI. Like, I definitely flexed it on people because superior. Yeah, pretty much this all the time. Because as much as people put their big wing on their WRXs and their Imprezas and that, I knew what mine had and I didn't have to worry about it. So, but when we look at the Bug-Eye STI headlights, which, again, these here were the same, but different to the JDM ones, because they were projector headlights, they fitted the same, they looked the same. The only difference between the Aussie delivered and the JDM ones were HIDs. So the Aussie delivered didn't have the HIDs, whereas
that is a pretty big difference though, because that changed the bulb wiring, the wiring harness, and the body back to the thing. Back to the rest of the car, back to the thing. Yeah, that was.
Did they have an adjuster as well on the Bug-Eye?
Yes. Yeah, HIDs. Okay, legally, this is going off on a tangent, but legally to fit HIDs, like to retrofit them to a car that didn't have them, or basically any car that has HIDs in Australia, the ADR things.
ADR rules.
But ADR is Australian design rules, so you can't say ADR rules. That's like saying pin number or ATM machine. ADR specs, ADR details, I don't know, dictate that HID setups have to have projector lenses, they have to have self-levelers, and they have to have washers for the headlights. And it
Bug-Eyes never had
not blind anybody.
The Bug-Eyes never had washers.
No, because they weren't Australian delivered.
No, but even the JDM ones did they?
No, they didn't, because that's not their laws over there. They can put HIDs in whatever they want.
Yeah.
So...
But yeah, so again, the headlights with a big one for me.
Wait, sorry. Okay, the levelers in the JDM one though were not automatic. They were only manual.
Yeah, which again you had in your Legacy.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we had a JDM. My wife and I had a JDM Subaru Legacy B4, and it from factory came with HIDs. It didn't have projectors though.
Yeah,
But somehow it was still compliant to them anyway. So technically legal over here somehow. I don't
might
know.
have been the fact that it was a personal import from New Zealand,
Could have been.
because you couldn't import that model here
Or the
directly to
compliance that just didn't know.
Well, the fact that you couldn't import that model directly here
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So if it was already approved in New Zealand, it might have been easy to get here. But
Yeah.
yeah, back on track with the differences. So
Sorry.
that's the differences on the front. On the back side, on the bug eyes,
Not a lot.
there's not really anything except for the badge. Let's see
Yeah.
if you pick the right photo though.
This one?
Nope. Other one. No, other one. Over here, next to the cluster.
Oh yeah.
So this here was the back of a bug eye STI. Like it's everything was the
Pretty
same.
plain.
Yeah, there's nothing really special about it. Again, the wing was a genuine STI wing. People had like joked that I put an STI badge on the back of it and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't. It was an
There's
actual
more
STI.
comments. Anthony says he likes it. Joe says Evo. All I can say.
Oh, you can ask Anthony. What was the question we had for him?
Was his taco in the middle?
Do I just call him?
I said that before.
Good evening, my friend.
It's not a
Hello.
Porsche.
Huh? It's not a Porsche.
Yeah.
It's as
Porsche.
close as we're going to get.
When
They're
do you
both
think
boxer
BRZs
engines,
are going to
right?
have a proper STI?
FSTI.
STI,
Oh.
Mr. Previous BRZ owner.
What's the definition of proper STI?
Turbo
It has
for
to
one.
be at least some form of factory charged.
Yeah.
Maybe next generation.
So
That's what the rumors
turbocharged or
say.
supercharged.
Haven't they had that rumor since they came out?
Yeah. Every single time a performance version of it is talked about, they say turbo. It's on.
It's going to be performance here, have a bigger wing.
Cam Freeman replied, he said that bar that he was talking about, white wagon, alloy bonnet. That's the one I was talking about. Well, that's the one we were talking about before. That was this car. Cam, if you're still there, verify that we're correct. It's that car, yeah? And if it is, that means it's a version 4 front bar.
Yeah, no. It wasn't really a pearl though.
It was.
Alright. Where were we next?
I saw that car in year number 2.
Glenn.
We'll talk about the F8.
Do we want to talk about the F?
Do we want to talk about... Actually, you know what? News this week. Apparently there was an article that apparently the next STI is going to be a huge power upgrade because it's getting an FA24. I don't know how I feel about that, hey. I'm not a fan of the new style engines. By the way, sorry, the old engines are EJs. Well, sorry.
Yeah.
The old engines are EAs. Then we've got EJs in like the Legacies and Liberties up to 14 WRXs, 15 WRXs, 2015 WRXs. Huh?
The WRX started going to the FAs.
In 2015.
Yeah. Roughly.
MY15, so
Yeah.
2014.
Well, if you want to talk about the FA 2.4, I can move because I don't know squat about FAs. I've done very well in my career to avoid FAs, and I'm not a fan of them. Again, no offense. EJ 207.
But this is an FA24. This isn't an FA20.
Yeah,
Because everything out there is FA16 or FA20, isn't it?
yeah, but the thing is, it'd still be based like the EJs,
Well, apparently
where it's the same base but just
this was an
bigger.
American site, so this might only be for the USDM STI, but I wouldn't imagine that they'd only do one, but they were saying it was the same engine in their 7-seater, big, huge Subaru that is over in America that we didn't get here. I can't remember what it's called.
But in saying
It's
that,
not the Outback.
the USDM is
Anthony said his taco is on the side.
Told you.
Only JDM is in the middle.
Thank you for correcting me.
There you go. But Australian delivered
I was right.
Australian delivered STIs, the bug eyes were in the middle.
Yeah, bug eyes were in the middle.
Yours and mine were in
Yes,
the middle.
most definitely in the middle.
Yeah.
Only difference between ours and the JDM ones were the 180 kilometre an hour dash.
Yep.
Like ours were 260,
Yep.
whereas JDM ones were 180.
Yep.
Thank you for that, Anthony. I like being right.
He asked if we'd be upset.
Or if you put an FA in your
next to
two-door, I would disown you. And you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. Like, you'd joke about it, you'd look at it, and then you just leave it in the garage. I think you've seen this car.
It's not a bad motor.
Compared to a 290-something kilowatt.
Oh, you go built for built. That's completely.
No, this is factory.
How
It has
long you
ported
survived in
heads.
294.
Survived for how many years?
One. If we're talking actual on-road time.
Oh, on road time. It's probably been on road for about
5?
a month. He doesn't drive it very often. But he does flog it. He does flog it.
Okay, I think the problem that I have is that because I bought some of the cars that are harder to find parts for, like the 05 Liberty GT that I had and the Legacy, like the B4 and even the Forester to some extent, trying to find parts for something that's either
Rare or different.
different or
Well, how'd you
newer
go
in the case of the Liberty GT.
with your BRZ?
Yeah, but the problem
That's
is
different. That has a huge market.
Yeah.
And I don't mean the fish.
Because there was like 3 different companies that made it, eh? Because you had
3.
You had
It was more to the point that a lot of
I thought
kids
Simon was
crashed
just
their
reselling
cars
it.
because they were marketed to a more younger audience, right? So they tended to crash them more. So there was a very large availability of parts,
See, I never thought
such
of
that it would be very difficult for a company like yourself to go into that market.
Oh yeah. No,
Because
because
it's
just
just
Adam went,
everywhere.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, it'd just be pointless. It'd be pointless for you to change your skill set to specifically
Deal with
entertain
that.
that one car.
Yeah.
Because the platform doesn't share anything with anything that you currently had on stock at the time.
He's just saying, haha, yeah, because he knows I'm right. It literally
He
just
lives
sit
in the
there.
garage.
Yeah, just sit there.
But see,
Do you
that's the
want
thing.
one?
For him, that's an investment.
It's an investment car, dude. It's a gangster car.
I already have one.
Oh yeah, and how much do you want to sell it for? Quick, I'll try to sell it. We're live. I might find you a buyer.
Just wait like a minute or two for that to go out live.
It's
so
just going to be
I
like,
get a reply.
it's not for sale, and just instantly blocks us. Yeah, I think
that'd
you've
be
seen
funny
it before.
as.
It is gangster.
Oh, like I understand how powerful they can be, but just given the amount of time and support that they do have,
Yeah.
that's why the engine is so
The FA
powerful.
engine.
No, the EJ.
EJ, yeah.
EJ, they have
basically
they
what
have a
I'm getting
lot
at.
of research into it.
It's more tried and tested. There's more parts available. People have tried more things with them.
Yeah.
But I guess Subaru, looking from the factory point of view, it's like we can get this much power out of it from factory and sell it off the showroom floor like this. After that, they have no interest in the aftermarket industry.
Dealing with
Like,
it, yeah.
why do they care who's making which parts for it or
But
how
I
often
feel
people
like,
are
are the
turning up the boost and blowing
FAs
up the
are
engine?
more of a efficient motor?
100%.
Yeah.
It's direct
Yeah.
injection.
Okay, so that's probably why they're going to start leaning towards
That's the
that.
Toyota technology, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what they took from Toyota plus the gearbox.
I was
Yeah.
going to say that'd be about it, wouldn't
Gearbox as well.
it? Yeah, but our knob.
Yes.
They have our gear knob.
Yeah,
they use
100%.
their box, but it's our
Because they
knob.
had the WRX.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Back to subject. That was the thing when we started talking about the diff that I was going to mention. One of the biggest things in the GD STIs, 6-speed. The amount of people trying to sell a WRX as an STI, you poke your head in and you're like, it's a 5-speed gearbox.
Yeah, that used to hurt my head.
STIs in the GDs all have 6 speeds. It's a little bit harder. Oh, in the GC8s, you've got to find the transmission ratio.
But even still, with that, like even the GC8s, people pushing. I've seen people saying their car's worth so much because they have an STI gearbox in their WRX,
Yeah.
making it sound like it's a 6-speed and making it sound like this.
The amount of people too who claim it's got an STI engine in it
Oh, that one hurts me.
with no receipts and no way to prove it, it's just like, really?
But the way we can prove whether it's a version 7 207.
Yeah, but that only covers a very limited market. You look at the cast markings and the top. Oh, what? We've got a photo.
I got a
for that?
photo. I got a
I
photo.
thought you said you didn't get engine stuff.
I got a cast photo of the S2OC somewhere.
Where is it?
I don't know. I'm too far away to look.
You're not that old.
I'm that blind though.
Really?
Just putting it out there. If anyone's watching, I'm going to set off everyone's OCD. Please take note on the way I blink. It's only news to me that I blink unevenly, and it really hurts my head.
Whereabouts? Oh, there. Found it.
Like this one opens slower.
That's only because you've been editing your own videos and you've been slowing it down to see it.
No, I just pause it, and nearly every time I pause it, it's
Yeah, I can see it now.
it's really annoying. I just like making people feel my pain.
There you go.
But yeah, so this is how you can tell you've got a version 7 207.
Wait. I need to actually put that up. There you go.
So this is how you can tell you have a version 7 207.
And for the record, that was the good one. That one got...
One of the good ones, because you also have what was the W one?
I thought the W was the bad one.
The W was oh no, I'm talking heads. I don't know.
Maybe.
But this one here was the good one. This was a semi-closed deck. Just so you know, this photo is taken underneath the power steering pump. Like, obviously, I've removed the power steering pump to get a clearer photo. But, so this is one of the things. If someone's trying to convince you that they've got a fancy, brand new 207...
If it doesn't have this marking, it's not.
Well, it could be a 207, but could be like we were discussing earlier.
All the crate 207s, I'm pretty sure, are these ones.
Yeah.
Like the popular crate 207s that are going around.
Yeah, the ones that you can make 200 plus kilowatts, like on the stock block, is this one. Yeah. Unless you're Anthony and you have a unicorn.
Yeah.
Like,
let's not talk about that. Oh, hey, you replied 50k.
50k?
Yeah.
Wait,
50k.
Glam.
Yeah.
50k.
Oh, just Glam. Anyone else who wants a two-door STI? 50k.
It's caged.
It's not even ours. Why am I trying to sell
It's
this?
caged. It's got Brembos. It's got straight cut gearbox.
Brembos.
Brembos. Yep.
All GDW STIs have Brembos.
Again, the GC8's terrible. They were WRXs.
Oh gosh, GC8 STIs had 4-pot front brakes, which so did the 99 2000 WRXs. So that's not really helpful. But at least in the version, did it go back to 2? I think at least version 3 and 4 got 4-pot WRX brakes. They're the ones that say Subaru across it. And
but that's another thing. People
on
claiming
each side for clamping the brake
with the
cover.
GC8, the 4-pots, because they have pulled it off a GC8 STI. They're instantly their STI brakes.
Even though the 4-pots continued stock all the way to 2007 in the WRXs.
Which is another one of my pet peeves.
Yes.
I've got STI brakes, even though they're the exact same brakes from 99 2000 to that. Whereas these ones are the good ones.
Brembles.
These are the ones you put your head through the windshield. Trust me, I've done it to a few of my friends.
By the way, I know they're not called Brembles. They are Brembos, but... I've explained this to a few people. People are like, how good are Brembo brakes exactly? So, the first time that I went on a test drive in a car that had just been fitted with Brembos, it was a GF8 WRX. My friend slammed his foot on the brakes to see how hard they would stop. And the best way that I can describe it, or the best thing that I can liken it to, is I did not know if my skull was going to hold my brain inside my head. It was pretty good. And if Nathaniel's listening, that time that we almost died and went up the back of the XV.
Nathaniel, let's not talk about Nathaniel because he scared the life out of me.
No. When I first got my STI back, the blue one, we went for a test drive up the highway. Coming back up the highway here, past IKEA, like up to this exit to get off.
Doing the speed limit?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like the car in front of us suddenly stopped, so I like slammed the brakes and like got ready to swerve off to the side, thinking we were going to hit it. But we didn't because we had the Brembos. We stopped.
I just remember the night, one of the days after Nathaniel put his Brembos in the front of his GC8.
Yeah.
First time I've ever been in the car with him.
Yeah.
And now that I think of it, it's probably one of the last times I was in the car with him. He was showing me how good his Brembos were, and we didn't go up the butt of the bus.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get in the car again. Because they stop. They definitely do stop.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but people always ask, it's like, do I need Brembos?
Yes.
No.
I mean, no.
You don't.
If you're just dailying the car,
Yeah, that's what I
you
tell
don't
people.
need it unless
Street
you're going to
driving-
the track.
Yeah, street driving you don't. Track, you definitely want them.
Yeah, because they have bleed points on either side, so you're getting more balanced
Actually,
clamping force.
You know what? Now that you bring up crazy driving, maybe it depends on your driving style. If you drive like an idiot,
If
or
you
maniac,
drive, if you drive like I drove my STI,
you need Brembos.
you need Brembos. It comes down
That's all
to,
it comes
like
down
I said
to,
before
really.
about scaring my mate who also had an STI. He liked his car. He drove sensibly
Yeah,
everywhere. I need to get there as quick as possible bug. And I used my brakes. Like, I knew how big my brakes were, and I knew when I could stop. I knew how long it'd take me to stop, and I drove it like you're meant to drive it. If you buy a performance car, you don't buy it to
you're
take
saying
it.
you drive it like you stole it, yeah?
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
don't spend money on a car to drive it to church each day.
I do.
That's why you got rid of your STI so soon.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got rid of mine because it was a money pit, another story. But would you agree? Like, if you buy a built car or you build a car to go fast, you don't
I think
plot it around.
I think at the end of the day, a bigger brake set is always going to give you more
Safety?
leeway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like because you can
More
like
margin for
once
error.
yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
you go to the maximum amount of a stock brake system,
Yeah.
or like an unbranded generic one. You only have a certain amount. Let's say, give it numbers, right? So let's say you have like 60 to 70% of what the Brembo is capable of, right?
Yeah.
Once you hit that 70%, you have no more.
Yes.
But if you have the Brembo, right, you can go to the full 100
Yeah.
or whatever branding
'Cause
brake you.
that comes into one of the things I have with my STI. Whenever I was driving on the motorway, I used to annoy my friends because I used to leave a very large gap between cars.
Why?
And everyone would say that. Why are you leaving such a big gap? It's because I knew if something happened in front of me,
Yeah.
even if I was right up the car's butt, I'd be able to stop. My concern wasn't the car in front of me, it was the car behind me. Because
Yeah.
I knew my Brembos could stop me.
Yeah.
So I'd rather leave a gap so I didn't have to use all of my braking capacity
Yeah.
to make sure I didn't get rear-ended.
True.
Because it's happened numerous times where I've jumped on the brakes and the car behind me has swerved into the other lane.
Still, bottom line, does everybody need Brembos?
No. Like I told numerous customers that came in, it's like the rear two-pot debate.
Oh, don't even get me
Like-
started on rear brakes.
Again, unless you're
I think we
using
touched
it,
on that last
yeah,
week.
unless you're using it on the track. Like if you go to Happy Laps and you,
Even that's not really...
but yeah, the thing is that's not a track. No, but the thing is with the four pots, it's not just the four pots.
Yeah, I
if
know.
you get
Decent pads.
decent pads, decent
decent
rotors, and a
good
decent
fluid,
set of
braided lines.
you'd
be fine.
they work so much better than getting a set of Brembos, keeping the rubber lines, and putting a cheap set of $50 brake pads and a cheap set of rotors on.
I'm expecting somebody to jump in and go, Brembo saved my life at some point.
Oh, I know Brembo saved my life numerous times. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, that and having semi-slicks that grip up like a champion,
Yeah.
definitely saved my life. But
Oh, wait, I thought you had a question.
don't
What?
I thought
walk
you had a
away.
question.
No, you don't. No, you
We need
don't.
to go get a drink.
No, I know what Seto's getting at.
Yes. Oh, can I?
You're more than welcome to walk in
You
front
can
of
walk in front of the camera if you want. I'll get out of the way.
Hi, I'm Cam.
Oh, wait, hang on. There you go. Wait.
Seto, his face is blocked.
There you go.
Hi, I'm
I
Cam.
didn't even need to get
Um,
out of the way.
Quick question: who thinks Jakeb should grow his wonderful mohawk into a mullet? Like and subscribe.
We
No, we
made-
need comments.
Oh,
If you want to see that comment, and then if there's enough comments, we'll turn it into a poll.
yes, 2 comments, 1 like, and he does it.
No, then we turn it into a poll.
Then we'll turn it into a poll. But also, just so you guys are aware, the guy who just came in there is who I've referred to before as race truck Cam. Oh,
Can we
race
still call
truck.
him that though?
Well, I can. Oh, he's not as race truck anymore, is he?
Nah.
He's become more sensible. As you saw, like his haircut, he's all fancy and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. Do I just call him Hilux Cam?
I don't know.
Oh, it's still got the wheels though.
Yeah, we'll let it slide.
Yeah, race truck Cam. So
Everyone
race
knows
truck,
who we're talking about.
race truck is the guy who I'm going to have a
Everyone
conversation
in the
with
Brisbane
one
car
day
community.
about will it fit? Because he's
There goes our PG rating.
he's the guy who comes in and just buys everything just to make it fit on his cars. And I've sold him numerous things to fit on not just one of his cars, onto numerous ones of
There's
his
STI
cars.
bits on those too.
Are there STI bits?
Badges.
Yeah, I have STI
I thought
badge.
there was more than one.
What else did you have?
Uh,
Oh no, he has that fancy carbon fibre grille
Yeah.
that came off a fancy Liberty we don't even know.
that's on the daily. And I got side skirts as well on
On the daily.
daily. I also bought Evo 3 side skirts from you guys to put on the Hilux.
Nice.
But that's all another story. We'll go into it
Yeah.
another day. That I will literally kick
We'll
him
interview
away
you
one
if
day.
you're keen.
I will. He will.
Okay, cool.
I will
Why?
kick him away one day.
Why?
Because I like having Cam beside me. Look at him. He's beautiful these days. All this fresh cut stuff.
If we move the camera back, we could fit through. No, I don't care. I can stream master.
Yeah, just have another camera and just cut him out and just plop him back.
Yeah, we can just put him like right up here somewhere.
Sidetracked
Yeah,
again. So what were we talking about, guys?
I don't know. We were talking about Brembos.
Brembos.
Talking about
There's a
Jakeb's
pretty
So-
big difference.
beautiful mullet.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have a photo?
Near future.
Not a 4-pots.
On the 4-box?
Well, the size difference we can
We're
tell
talking
you
about
is
Brembos.
316 mil.
Yeah.
The rotor size
No,
of a
no,
Brembo,
no. 326.
326.
316s are Liberties.
So 326 mil
What did we do?
is the Brembo size rotor.
It's
And
outside now.
the Spec B Liberties have a 316 mil rotor. So they're nearly as big, but the fact that the
GTs
Brembos...
as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But Spec B GTs.
I thought normal GTs as well.
I don't know, because what's his name one hasn't?
Who?
Will's H6 hasn't.
Really?
As far as I know, he's on.
Ooh.
But with the Brembos, the reason why they're so good is they have the 2 bleed nipples on each caliper.
It's because you said nipples.
Like
Oh,
I'm
there
normally
goes our
the
PG
I'll
rating.
wait, it's okay.
I'm normally the sus one,
This
and
makes it more
I
interesting.
was able to say that with a straight face.
And I'm normally the
And
innocent one.
then
But
someone ruled me. Don't trust nurses. Their minds are dirty.
Sorry.
Yeah,
But,
sorry, you do it again.
So the Brembos have, as far as I'm aware, they have the same braking force as the 4-pots.
Do they?
Is
Oh,
what
but
I've
they've
been
got 2
told.
stages.
But the difference is the
Yeah.
2 stages and the heat dispersion.
Oh.
So, yeah. What else about Brembos?
That's pretty much
You
it.
don't need them unless one you want. Like if you want something, there's no matter what I would say, you'll still get them. But one of the issues you run into if you get Brembos, there's actually a few issues.
Wheel clearance.
Wheel clearance, especially on Subarus, it's a pain in the butt.
And offset numbers mean nothing.
Yeah, they're just
Spoke
huge.
design.
It's all about spoke design. That brings up a topic why I hate RPF ones, because they're probably the most simple, like easiest wheels to get to clear a Subaru Brembo.
Yeah.
So it's, and when you see something so often, it just does your head in. Like if you were to go to my car, like if we go my car, your car, and then your car before you had it, just so we can compare the
One
3
at a
different
time.
rims.
Alright, what are we looking at?
Go
first? Your car?
well, there you go. Go the one where both of us parked up out front,
You're going to have to be more specific.
bottom row near the
This
middle.
one?
Yep. So here, can we shuffle us up? Yeah. So
It's going to look weird. but
that's
yeah,
alright. It's not going to take too long. So
See it happen.
the brakes, the wheels on ours, my ones were the factory. Yeah. My ones were the factory factory STI ones, rims, which come out factory gold, that someone had powder coated black. Whereas Nathan's ones, his are a set of rims that do appear on a fair few Subarus, but
Not on an STI usually.
not on an STI because
Except for mine and Anthony's.
because they're genuine. These are the Rotor Grid knockoff. Well, these
these
are the
are the
Rays,
original
the
design.
original TE37s.
Yes.
Um,
Don't call them RPF ones again. I will walk out the
oh,
door.
yeah, RPF ones are terrible. But these, so the TE37s are the genuine version of the Rotor Grids, which every Tom, Dick, and Harry own.
Rohan says his PF07s would most likely clear Brembos.
I'd nearly put money on that they won't.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't either.
Because
You need a lot of clearance
one of
for
the
Brembos.
issues you have with them is, like we said, the spoke design. So if you look at, like, we haven't got a close-up photo of the TE37s, but the way they're designed is there's a big, like, not a cutout in the spoke, but there's like a hump where the rotor, like the, yeah, so there you can kind of see where the Brembo is sticking into the rim, which is where you run into the issues.
Jakeb, enhance.
Enhance. Dude, I love those rims. They look so good on the Forester too. But yeah, you can see how it sticks into the rim more than a normal 4-pot because they are a very big brake. But
You know what? As much as I don't actually miss that car, I miss looking at that car.
yeah.
It looked nice.
But
Except
That
for that
and
scuff mark.
then the other issue was in the back. When you go to the Brembo rears, you either needed special what are they
battery
called?
plates.
The
Backing discs.
backing disc or backing disc and the rotors. But DBA, I believe, had a part number to have the 160 mil handbrake. Which one was the big one? Was it 160, 180 mil handbrakes?
180.
Yeah, so that was the
190?
STI, was a 190.
I don't
For a standard
remember
was
the numbers
160.
off the top of my head.
I thought you knew this stuff.
Not the numbers,
But yeah.
the differences. I don't know.
So the handbrake,
numbers. Although I did the disc brake.
yeah, the handbrake size was different between the rotors. So you had to change those as well. And again, you don't really need the rears, but yeah. Okay, I feel like that's enough of Brembos.
Yeah. Let's look at diffs.
Diffs. This is the big one. There's a few photos there of that.
That one?
That's one of them, yeah. There's
Alright.
also a front on.
Well, the other one's probably better, isn't it? This one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a big photo. Can you screw it?
I just realised I dragged that straight into the live stream instead of the actual photo preview live stream thing. The app that
Rookie,
we're using.
yeah.
There we go. I haven't slept a lot, alright.
Yeah, so what's the difference?
20
One's dirtier than the other one.
is the difference.
Yes.
Trust me. Okay, so rear diffs. Rear diffs, we're talking R180 in an STI and R160 in a, well, in everything else, really. But what were the other things that got R180s?
The
Wait,
Mono
wait, wait.
7 Hawk WRX.
Let's take a minute to talk about the difference between an STI and a tuned by STI.
I thought we weren't going into that subject this week.
Yeah.
'Cause
okay, let's not actually go into the difference, but let's just highlight that there is two different things. One is an STI, one is a tuned by STI. A tuned by STI is not an STI.
And
That's
don't
all
go
I'm gonna
flexing
say.
your tune by STI on my STI.
No. If you see a tuned by STI, you'll notice that has a 5-speed, and that's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
But no, so the R180
bigger,
is...
stronger rear diff.
Yes.
Sorry, the SVX got it as well, didn't it?
I never laid underneath. Oh,
Someone told us that, I'm pretty sure. A few people
I
told us
don't
that,
know
I'm
if
pretty
it would because it'd have a weird ratio then.
sure. Yeah, it does.
Because being an
Oh.
auto...
Yeah. No, I think it was... I want to say 354, but I don't know if that's
That'd
right.
be a really weird automatic ratio then.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But no, so the
Well, it depends. Most of
R180s.
the other autos are 411. And you got to remember, it was a H6.
Which autos?
Huh?
Which autos were 411?
411. There's mostly Forester autos and Legacy autos, I think, with 411.
Legacies with a 3.75 something.
What, your third and fourth gen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, your
That's
Foresters.
why I kept them together.
Your WRXs were 411 auto.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't dealt with Forester.
Like your
autos.
GC8 and Forester GT.
But yeah, so
Anyway.
with the R180, again, it comes down to
Research.
one of those things where people are like, do you need it? Do you not need it? If you're doing the 6-speed conversion,
You're in trouble. Anthony called you out about the rotor knockoff. You called T37s a rotor knockoff. You did. You did actually say that.
Wait, what?
I think you were talking that rotors knocked off T37s.
oh yeah, no, the T37s were the original, and the rotors are knockoffs. He spelled rotor wrong. I don't feel bad. Yeah. Huh? No, he spelled it wrong. He put an OR. It's not an OR. It's a rotor.
So even with an
I'm
inch
sorry,
gap or so
Anthony.
from Rohan's asking, so even with an inch or so gap from his 4 pots, they won't fit. It depends. Like we said, it's spoke design. It's not necessarily just the offset. You might have an inch gap between the center of the 4 pot and the spoke, but you might not necessarily have that same gap down near where the Brembo gets close to the center of
when
the
you put the
hub.
Brembos on, the other thing you've got to take into consideration is the size difference. Not just
yeah.
the thickness, but the fact that you're moving the caliper out further to the barrel of the rim.
Yeah.
So you may have an inch difference where the 4 pot sits to clear the rotors, the rims at the moment.
Hey, someone set off the alarm again. That's 2 weeks in a row, yeah? The only reason that didn't happen the first week is because we were the only 2 here. I'll go check it out.
I'm onto it.
Okay.
But no,
I
so
won't go
that's
check
one of
it
the
out.
other things you got to take into consideration, Rohan, is just the location where the rotors, the calipers will be when you do it. Because I had this with one of my mates who has... What rims were... What's his name's? The Works. Okay. One of our friends had a set of, I forget what they were, Workmeister rims that cleared his 4 pots, and he was trying to convince me that they clear the Brembos, and after he bought the Brembos and installed the Brembos, he realised they don't clear, and he ended up having to sell off his Brembos to get a set of wheels. Well, no. I forget how it ended up, but he ended up not with his fancy wheels anymore. So, but I'm kind of lost. I'm not used to being by myself. Yeah, the R180s. So, do you need it when you do the conversion? The amount of R160s that I've seen blow up
I'm back.
from just
Almost died.
driving is very, very slim. You don't tend to blow up the diff unless you have
Rear-wheel drive.
rear-wheel drive, which
Only
even
DCCD seems to break it.
but even if you are rear-wheel drive, you still don't tend to blow the diff.
It's the shaft.
You tend to break the shafts before you break the diff.
Yeah.
And putting the R180 in, yes, it's bigger, yes, it's stronger, but it's not a true necessity. But yeah,
Wait, while we're at it,
that's some of the bits off the tune by STI, but
yeah, we're not talking about that this week. No,
Yeah.
we don't have a photo. Rear diff cradle.
the rear diff cradle is the same.
No. In addition to having the bigger diff, solid mounts. The STI's got solid mounts instead of bushes in the rear diff cradle. Up against the body, you know, 4 bolts.
I thought the GD, all GDs had that.
No, I didn't think so. I know definitely GCs didn't. Pretty sure GDs were the same. They had little rubber bushes there with
Yeah.
a metal sleeve.
I can't remember when I pulled mine apart. As far as I knew, they
Pretty
were
sure it
solid
was-
mounted. The only
yeah.
differences you ran into, but that was all GDs.
Yeah.
The differences you ran into were alloy arms, which were optional extras, as far as I'm aware,
No, they
because
were stock.
not all of them had the full pair though.
Yeah. No, they
So-
changed later.
Yeah,
So 05 onwards got the full alloy arms,
yeah,
like rear arms, lateral links.
yes,
Yeah, lateral links. If you're going to stick your head onto the car and look at rear diffs, we might as well talk about this now as well. 05 onwards, STI got full metal lateral links. I don't know.
Ours had the rear lateral link was alloy,
Yeah,
the front was steel.
yeah.
So
But
bug
I
eyes
don't know
were
when it stopped. I thought it was 05 where they started getting full alloy arms.
yeah, I think 05 did.
Again,
But in 05 is when they
Australian
also
rules.
started changing up because they also started getting the levelings on the back as well. RJ Johnson, I'm
Apparently I
learning
made
well.
a dad joke at some point too.
Yeah, so like Anthony, he's got
Wait, is he? I
Yeah.
thought he upgraded.
no. Why would he upgrade?
I don't know.
Because as far as I know, Anthony's got
Oh wait, no, yeah.
297 kilowatts of the wheels.
Has he got a short track or something?
Yes, he bought a short track off us.
Yeah.
He was going to upgrade to the short track. So he has a normal standard 444 ratio.
Yeah, but he's changed boxes and diffs a couple of times. I couldn't remember which one he had.
Yeah, no, he still has a 444 R160, and he's bought the 444 R160 short track, which is an upgrade to a normal viscous LSD. Which again,
we're
one
not
day,
even touching that
one
one.
day I have a photo that really helps. Like I haven't got it here. I've discussed with numerous customers and workshops the differences between the diffs because there are lots of differences between the diffs. But yeah, so he's got that much power with a straight cut gearbox, and he's still just running an R160 and rocking the High Fly Life. Dude, High Flies are the best.
Okay.
So yeah, it's one of those things. I can't remember. Like he's got 2-pot rears, I believe, but not the Brembo 2-pots. Or has he got
Pretty sure
Brembo
he's got
2-pots?
2-pot rears. Anthony, if you're out there still, can you clarify?
He's definitely listening still. I know Anthony.
Yeah, but it's going to be like a minute before
Yeah, I
he
know.
hears that, and then we get a comment back. So
Like I know a fair bit about Anthony's car. Don't know it all. Actually, I do know it.
you know a lot.
I know a lot about his car. I'm a little obsessed. I've known Anthony for numerous years. Still never been in his STI.
Really?
Yes.
I have. I think it was a long time ago, but
My defense, I don't want to ruin his good seats. I'm a big boy these days.
on Smurf Hide.
Oh, he's got the blue seats, eh? Oh,
blue-
there's some pretty seats.
Type RA style
Yeah.
seats, which are like bright blue. I refer to them as Smurf Hide because, well, one, I don't like them, and two, they look like the hide of Smurf.
And if you lay underneath his car, he's got all the pretty pink bits as well that the
Yeah.
GC8s came out optional extra with the STIs. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
You want to talk more about the diffs?
No, I feel like the diffs, like I said, it's one of those things where you don't really need it. The size is different. If you do go for an R180, you either need to find someone who had a Hawkeye Myo 5? No, Myo 7. So the last generation of the Hawkeyes, they came out with R180s,
And they're 4.44 ratio.
and they were 4.44 ratio, so you could put that behind a built
Straight
5-speed
box.
gearbox.
If you've got a 4.4.
Yeah, if you've got the 4.4 ratio. And the shafts out of those also went from R180 to R160, which is an issue you run into when you go for if you decide to run an R180, is trying to get either the hubs to match the R180, so bigger hubs meaning you need the Brembo 2-pot rears, or getting a step down shaft to go from R180 to R160, which a fair few of our mates have done because it's not too expensive to go to a CV shop and be like, make a basic custom shaft.
Apparently they're weak, though.
Of course they're going to be weak when you have a big thick boy and a little thin boy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, weaker than stock R160
Yeah.
shafts.
But that's what I mean. So you'd probably, if you're pushing big power, sure, go for an R180. If you're rallying it, well, even that. Most of the rally guys we know,
Still running R160s.
they're very basic cars. Everyone thinks if you're beating on a car, you need the biggest and the best.
Some of them are still running
Like, I'll go
DCCD
through
with
some of the
R160.
things. They've got the R160s because they're everywhere. If something breaks on the rally car, you want to be able to fix it.
I did notice though, like just mentioning the rally guys, because I know some of them run DCCD and have an R160. From factory, everything that had DCCD gets an R180.
Really?
Yep. Even the GC8s.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you can find 4.44 R180s in version 6 and 5 and stuff
To be
type
age.
R8s. Although, actually, that being said, I'm not sure about like the version 2s. Because I've never looked at one of those.
Not many people would have.
No.
They're
I'm
not
not
a
sure
very
about that one.
Well,
maybe
there's
I'll
not
have to
many
eat my words for that one. But everything, at least version 4 upwards with DCCD. So version 4 STI upwards, DCCD,
yeah.
all got it.
Has Ant replied? No. Yeah, so full Brembos.
Wilson front diff, yeah, full Brembo. What was the question we asked him?
About whether he was 2-pot.
Oh yeah, rear brakes.
Yeah, so he's got the full Brembos all around.
Yeah.
So he would have the different size hops.
Oh wait, we have a live question.
What's a live question?
Well, someone's messaged me during the middle of the live stream, so I won't name him, but we'll answer this question anyway. The question is it safe to not have a thermostat in a Subi, and what is likely to happen if there isn't one?
Have a thermostat.
Yeah.
Just because if you
It's
take a
better to have
thermostat
a
out, you
thermostat
can...
have a thermostat.
It flows too quick, which is an issue I've run into back when I was an apprentice and all that. You want to make... Your radiator uses thermostat to slow down the water.
Flow of coolant.
Yeah. And if you don't have it, the coolant's going to go through the radiator too quick.
Which means it won't stay in the radiator, which is what's cooling it down. So if it goes through too quickly, it'll just keep cycling through hot.
And the other issue, I'm pretty sure the motor takes longer to warm up then, doesn't it?
Yes. The other option then is that if it's probably in a non-turbo car, it won't heat up.
Yeah. So just put a thermostat in. Like it's not a big thing to do if you're pulling it out.
Yeah.
Just
the hardest part's bleeding the coolant again. Yeah, don't get me started on that.
That's not a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
I thought he found our collection of VIN plates.
What collection of VIN plates? Anyway.
But yes, please run it. But I don't know what's next, or is that about it?
I wanted to highlight a visual thing again.
Visual, yes.
Sorry, because we didn't really talk about the Hawkeyes. The Hawkeyes were when we started getting HIDs in Australia.
Yes, that's what I was saying with the rear end. So with the rear end, when you went to the Hawkeyes, their alloy arms started changing a bit.
Where'd it go? Oh, that's right, it's in the other folder. This looks like the back of Hawkeye, but it's not. Just because of the tail lights.
Yeah, I knew that.
But what I wanted to point out was that from 2005 to 2007, so the last of the GD STIs, the rear bar is wider and the rear arches have flares.
Yes.
They're very, very small, they're very, very thin, but it's a minor detail that I've really only spoken to a handful of people about. So it seems like not a lot of people know this fact. So if we look here, and by the way, that's how you visually tell the difference between an 05 and an 03 or 04, like from the outside.
Is that?
Back here, come on.
I was going to say, don't annoy your girlfriends. It can end badly.
What? Oh, this car, yeah.
But yeah, so that rear arch there is how you can tell that you have a My 05 peanut, not a My 04.
Or 03.
Or 03.
Yeah.
Well, the My 05 is the one you want. So, again, this is probably personal preference and all that, but if I were to get another STI, it would most likely be a My 05.
Hands down the same.
Because it has everything you want. Like, if you want bang for buck price for, like, value for money, you go for the Bug-Eye, because it's got a 6-speed, it's got Brembos, it's got the 207. If you want the best of the best kind of thing, I always recommend this one because you've got the DCCD, you have the 207, you have... That's pretty much it.
5x114.3.
Oh, yeah,
hubs.
you have the hubs that
That's when the
everyone
hubs,
uses.
the hub stud pattern changed as well.
Yeah.
So 05 onwards, STIs are 5x114.3 stud pattern. Actually, that's a fairly big thing. If you're looking at a car and it's got 5x100 stud pattern, which a lot of the time you can tell by the wheels that are on it, if it's advertised in 05 onwards STI and it's got 5x100 wheels, it's probably not an STI unless someone's done a lot of work.
And that's another thing, like you have people ringing up asking for just STI wheels was something we used to have, and it's like, which year model? And they're like, oh, it doesn't matter, they're all 5x1143, whereas they're not. Like, it was
and earlier were all
after the My 05 is, well, the My 05 onwards is when they went to the 5x1143.
And MY14 WRX onwards, when they started the FA engines, all went to 5x114.3 as well.
Yeah. So it's another one of those things where if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
But that there is one of the
have
main
to talk about
giveaways is that.
The other thing
and
too
I like
is
the
that-
interiors too. They've got the better interior.
Oh yeah, updated dash or center console section. We'll talk about that another day. But going back to the arch, see the bar is wider to continue the line down. So if you put that on something without that, it's not going to work. Or if you put the one like the bar without that, it's going to look odd. Maybe a way to tell if an STI has been in an accident too.
Yeah, because someone might have cheaped out and put the wrong bar on.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like even front bars, that's another thing people didn't know was the difference between the front bars between a wagon, GD wagon, and a GD sedan. The front bars are different sizes, front guards are different sizes.
Yeah.
Yes, they'll bolt on, but you need the other parts to match. You can't just get a front guard off a sedan and mate it to a front guard of a wagon.
Yeah. Where's Jonathan? He knows about that.
But yeah, that car was a nice car. That had a lot of
It
goodies.
was a nice
But
car
even the
at some
fact
point.
that, because the Hawkeyes went to the 2.5 in the STIs, didn't they? Were they still 2 litres for the Oz delivered?
Huh?
The Hawkeyes, are they 2 litre?
2.5
Yeah.
in Australia.
Yeah, so that's
In
what I mean.
Japan, there's still 2.
Yeah, so that's another reason why I like the
The
paint.
05 STI.
Because you've got everything the Hawkeye has, but you have the better motor. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Again, people are going to disagree with me, everyone's going to argue, but if in Japan they've used the EJ207 for like every generation up to when? Like now? Like they're still using the EJ207. Like you can't argue with that.
Yeah, I think that's partly to do with like emissions and class of car and stuff. But yeah,
Like
obviously they really like it.
yeah, if it's doing what you want, why change it?
They ain't broke, don't
And
fix it. There's a lot of
we
broke
know people who
257s.
make a lot of power on stock 207s.
It's to do with torque. And
Yeah.
how people view certain parts of vehicles also.
We have longer roads here too.
You're saying 2.5 is better top end? Unacceptable.
No, probably better cruising.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I can say that because I got a 6-cylinder 3 litre,
Yeah, you
which
do.
is an EJ. What's mine? Oh no, mine's mine.
I think
Yeah.
we should show the blue seats too, because we didn't really touch on those. Here's some we prepared earlier.
Skinny people breaking our chairs.
Ta-da! The GD blue seats that, I don't know.
Oh yeah, the reason I put that in was to answer one of those basic questions is like, can you fit GD seats in
The GC8.
GC8, GFA? That's in a GFA.
yeah, that-
The issue you can see there though
They sit-
is they sit very high. So if you're like me and you have a large torso, like you probably can't tell right now, but I'm sitting. Oh no, yeah, I'm sitting lower than you. Like to a degree, I've got a large torso, and I hit my head on the roof in a GC8 with GD seats, but they're not the good ones. They're the peanut ones.
Oh yeah, do you want to point out the difference for that too then?
Oh, I don't know if I can point that out on camera. Like, I'll let you do that.
Yeah.
They have the swag crotch area.
Yeah, the crotch of the seat. So what is it? 03 upwards?
Yeah.
03 upwards get a crotch,
Cut out.
whereas bug eyes are just all blue down the bottom. I'm
But
sure there's a different up. Oh, that was not what I meant to move.
up top as well on the shoulders.
Yeah.
Different. So
Up here.
yeah, mine. I forget what it was.
It went all the way to the side,
Yeah,
and it had lines here instead of just being pattern all the way down. Because mine were the same.
and I've had people with those seats that prefer the bug-eye seats because they change foam ever so slightly, and
What
they
did you
prefer.
prefer?
I prefer mine.
I prefer those.
Actually, no, I lie. I don't prefer either of them.
GC.
Version 6.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't got a photo of them, but I looked at a photo of them before. I had a photo.
Did you?
You have a photo there of them,
Really?
but as a whole, not on here. But where you
Well,
had
put
my
up-
car.
That's about as close as we can get.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the car list, then go to 65.5.
Oh, challenge accepted.
You have interior shots of my car, which was my old GC8.
That one?
Yeah.
Was there a-
Oh god, that's nasty. Nasty.
Oh no, that one.
Yeah. So this here, wow, they were dirty. But that is, if you talk to most people who have sat in those seats, they prefer those seats to pretty much any other STI seat.
No, I still like the 03 to 05.
Dude, I sold those,
I know.
even with the giant hole in it for like the same price, you'd sell the fronts for.
You did well then.
Yeah, that was the first big ticket item I ever bought off Nathan as well.
Was it?
Yep.
Cool.
I have memory, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like that should. What else?
On the GDs, you've got the STI decal down the doors. We're just talking minor things now.
Yeah. Like the subtle things. Like I don't think. Oh, you can't really see it on mine. You might see it on yours.
What? The stickers?
It's a little decal. I can't remember if I still had it. I had giant stickers down the side of my car. It's really hard to see anything.
Yeah, I've still got it.
Yeah.
Enhance, Jakeb, enhance! There.
Yeah, so the little stickers here and there, everywhere. What else was there?
Oh wait, hang on, I didn't have that showing. There.
The little stickers here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
What other little subtle things was there? It's been a
Fog
while
light
since I've had
covers.
my STI.
All the STIs had fog light covers.
Yeah, the door cards as well. The STIs all had the blue.
I just saw your
Sweet.
blink live. You told people to start watching for
They
it.
have the blue door inserts.
Yeah. I don't think we
Some
have
had
those, do we?
blue carpet. No.
Is
Some
that
of them had
04 onwards or 03 onwards? I know it was somewhere around there.
Why isn't Nick on? Because I could ask him. I think Nick's is blue.
Isn't his an 05?
Yes.
Yeah, 05 definitely had it. I'm just not
Well,
sure if
what we'd have to
03
do is
got
ask Waleed then.
it. Is his 03?
His isn't a Myo 5. But they might have. They have blue carpet on some of them.
Anthony says my Smurf hide is the best. It's good I've got him calling it Smurf hide too.
I just love all your pretty pink bits, Anthony.
Can't say that, man.
Why?
I don't know.
I look underneath it and just check it out every time he pulls up.
Oh gosh. Alright, let's... I'm Facebook stalking. You keep talking.
Yeah, so you had the door card inserts, the carpet at some stage changed colours. The brakes were different.
There might not be one of interior.
Yeah, no, I don't think he does.
Wait.
Subtle things that change is the badges change as well. Like they change colours. So certain ones are pink. Yeah, lots of subtle differences.
Not enough detail to see.
But obviously a 6-speed.
Oh yeah,
But that's a big old giveaway.
we talked about that already.
Dude, I can't think of anything else. The intercoolers are different. Like if you
That was a pretty big one, actually.
Yeah, like-
Red intake manifold.
yeah, red intake. I think I got a photo of a red intake. Your motor. 5785.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the red stock stock manifold. Again, like that there is the original red. It's really hard to get that in a like aftermarket crinkle coat. It tends to be slightly darker, so
I've not seen anybody match that colour successfully yet.
And
not that it's impossible, I just haven't seen anyone do it yet.
like another big thing with that, people thought they were better, they're not.
What,
The
intake
manifold.
manifolds.
The intake manifold itself is the same.
Yeah.
Only difference is the wrinkle coat. Where it changes,
the colour.
yeah, is the color of it.
Yeah.
Where it changes is the TGVs. So underneath that section is where they change.
They're deleted in 01 to 05.
Yeah, but and again, in saying that, there'll be people that go they do change because you got the spec Cs and that. But again, that's going into the next level.
Yeah, we're
that's
not
another
talking that
video
level right now.
where you get the next step.
Wait. Before we
in
finish,
performance.
I want to show the first STI that we got. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! That was terrible.
Yeah, see, I decided to save these photos. What is that? Oh, that's another thing. The peanut STIs have black tint instead of silver on the headlights.
Not sure.
I'd have to look at a few photos and see.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but you
But,
might be right.
Yeah, like the intercoolers changed. Again, GC8s, the intercoolers didn't change much. They went from steel to alloy. They were the same size.
No, not necessarily.
The STIs tend to have water intercooler sprays.
No. GDs did.
GCs? I thought the GCs did.
RAs and the STIs did, but not the not the vanilla STI.
Oh, well, the GDs did.
Yeah.
The peanut.
Wait, we were talking about the intercooler before, weren't we?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big giveaway that we missed. You pop the bonnet. Besides the intake manifold, the first thing you should see is big old STI logo on the intercooler.
Yeah.
But there's been so many intercoolers that we've seen where people have spray painted STI on them. So you've got to make sure that they're actually bigger. Wait. Again though, the GC8 STI, they don't say STI on them.
Yeah, but I said that
They're the same size.
They're the same.
Okay.
The GC8s are the same size. One's alloy, one's steel.
Yeah. And one's silver, one's black.
Oh, one's steel.
You could paint.
Yeah. But another thing with these ones, I couldn't find a decent photo. Like I had a photo of my engine bay, but I wasn't very happy with it. But the GRs don't have STI
so
written on
once
them.
we get past the GC8s and GDs, GR STIs, GV STIs,
They stopped putting the STI on
but
to
they're
it.
bigger again.
Yes. Some of the quick, easy ways to see if you
can
bring that
tell.
is that photo still up
Which one?
of the intercooler?
Yeah.
So one of the quick, easy ways to tell with the intercooler is how far it goes over the brake reservoir. If you have a GC8 and you haven't upgraded to a
GD.
well, yeah, GD, but
Or bigger.
but what I'm saying is if someone's put it onto a GC8
Yeah.
to see if it's a genuine STI intercooler on a GC8. If the clutch reservoir is a factory straight out of the firewall on a GC8, if it hasn't been cut down
Or replaced with the GD.
or replaced with the GD one where it's
I feel like we're getting
relocated,
now.
well, it's
Yeah.
if we're talking about it, we may as well. Because as you can see there, you cannot see his clutch reservoir because Nathan was lazy, I believe, and
Didn't change it.
he didn't change it. He just cut it.
No.
No, you used
I left it.
Oh, Forrest is spaced.
No. I left it. And then it got knocked off. Then I changed
Oh,
it.
because I remember we were going to have to fill it through the intercooler itself because it was like straight underneath it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that, and then when you get to the GR's like,
Obviously this was not
Huge.
STI, by the way.
yeah, that's, if you're keen eye, that was put up last week.
Whose car was that? Was that mine?
That's your Forester.
You sure?
I'm willing to put money down on it.
Was this when we were still putting it together?
This was after it was together.
Where's the front radiator plate?
It's not on there.
Okay.
But it is your car. Because if you look at the photo next to it, it's the same photo. It's just got the cover on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't really think of anything else major that pops out that's different. One of the things I did include Like I didn't have to, but it was more of a See,
No.
you can't
Where's
see
the
that
belt
that's
cover?
the same.
Where's my belt cover?
Yeah, but look at your brake line. Look at your
Yeah.
lines. It's the same. It's the same. Same, but different. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of just beating a dead horse now and just going on.
We're nitpicking now.
Yeah.
But if you want to actually spot an STI,
It is not as
WRX.
easy as people put it out there.
yeah.
Like you really need
Probably
to.
should have structured this a bit more and gone obvious to finer detail, but you
Yeah.
know, I think we've covered everything.
the thing
and
is,
you
for
can go
the-
back and replay and watch the whole thing if you want to.
Yeah, and so real
Or
quick
we'll cut it
giveaways
out
for
for you.
GDs is the VIN plate.
Yeah,
Just straight up. That's the quickest way to look.
Well, not even that. You can rego check a car. You can drive past a car,
Yeah.
get the rego and VIN check it later.
So when you see people with like STI
check it,
plates,
sorry.
like custom plates, claiming that the car's an STI,
Or my Outback that says WRX.
yes, quick VIN check just
You
shows.
don't even need to VIN check
Yeah.
an Outback.
Yeah, unless you're stick man.
Yeah, true. That won't tell you anything though.
But yeah, I can't think of anything else that really gives away an STI. Like imported GC8s and that had the rear wipers. So like if you were lucky enough to get an
Yeah.
import, like a personal import from New Zealand for the early GCs and that, Legacies, they all have rear wiper
The
blades.
JDM cars.
The JDMs, yeah.
Rear
They
wipers,
also had
windscreen wipers.
the GCs had the aerial at the back in the
import
rear
models,
guard
yes.
on the import models instead of up the top in the pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah, basic stuff like that is what a giveaway is. But like I said, GC8s are harder to distinguish between bar the colour. The colour is one of the quicker ways to distinguish between an STI and a non-STI.
Yeah.
Until you start delving and piecing all the pieces together and going, this is an STI. If you don't do that, it's really simple for someone to get all the bits and just smack it together and be like, yo, it's an STI.
Whack a couple of badges on it.
Yeah, which we know people who have done.
I think most people in the community, like,
Yeah.
most enthusiasts know most of this stuff already.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, it's
But
not
that's
saying not to
that's
do
not
it
everybody.
and all that. Like, if you're going to put a big wing on, put a big wing on if you want to. Like,
Yeah,
yes, I'll slightly judge you, but
So many people have asked me, it's like, should I do this to my car? Should I put this on my car? Mostly, like, looks-wise. Bye.
see what I mean?
And, yeah. Basically, I tell them, look, it's your car. You're the one who has to live with it. It's your choice. If you like it, go ahead. Do it.
The only reason I get annoyed is if you're claiming and pretending
Oh,
that it's an STI
when it's not.
when it's not.
Yeah.
That's one of my big pet peeves.
Yeah.
Like, especially like people that are like, oh, I've done this full STI conversion. Like, doing stuff like that. Like, if we would bring up the photo of the three of our STIs. It's there somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I saw it before.
So did I.
Down the bottom, right? Next to the doubles. So, like,
wrong
if you
there.
went along this path, I don't tend to judge so much. Because,
But again, like I said, it's your car. It's your
yeah,
choice.
it's your car, your choice.
But
But
the third car, the black one on the end,
wasn't
is a
an STI.
WRX.
But the thing is,
But
it
it
was
had more STI bits than the rest of us.
yeah, it had more STI bits than the rest of us. It was the quickest one out of the three of us.
Was it? Oh, in the
hell
end, yeah,
yeah.
it was, yeah.
He hauled.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an STI.
No.
But in the end, because he wanted to be able to, because he never claimed his car was an STI,
No, he didn't.
even though it had a lot of STI bits.
Yeah.
He ended up getting rid of that shell and putting it into Nathan's blue one.
And
Because
then it did become an actual STI.
yeah, it became an STI. So, but that's the thing. Like, out of all those cars, which was I was hoping to start earlier if I found the back shot, but I couldn't.
Jared says, if only I had an STI, my WRX is so slow.
But even that, like,
Turn the boost up.
even like that, like Jared, like if you spend the money on a WRX, it's
Yeah.
like
It can go
like
fast.
with the GC8, if you dump all the money in it, you're going to embarrass a lot of STIs.
The clock stopped.
Oh, well, that's around about the same time as what it is.
What? Oh, yeah, it is. Sorry.
No, I
I thought it was later than what it was.
Joe wants to solve. She's sick of looking at us.
No,
She
I'm
is.
giving you a time count. I'm
Put
sorry.
a time down here.
Trying to help.
I'm sorry, guys.
Trying to help you guys.
But yeah, like people like Jared. Jared, I know his car makes a bucket load of power. I made the mistake before it made a bucket load of power and tried to race it, and it didn't end well for me.
Who's that?
I got very embarrassed very quickly.
26 pounds is not enough.
Dude, you don't start having fun until you hit 30.
I thought the saying was if it's not on fire, it can go higher.
That's a good point.
Yeah. We're waiting.
But like, yeah, Jared's car, like it's not an STI, but he doesn't claim it's an STI, but he will demolish most STIs.
Yeah.
I know that straight up. Like that thing is ridiculously quick.
At the end of the day, really, it just comes down to a badge.
Yeah, it's just a badge. And like I said, with the GC8s, yes, they're an STI and all that, but even Anthony's car, his is a 2-door version 5, and not many people want his car or think his car's good because it's been modified. Yes, everything he's done to it has increased its performance, made it better, but people are still... You got the purists that are like, oh, but it's not original.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You always get that.
what do you want us to do? Like with the...
That's why I've said I could never own a 22B.
Yeah.
Because, one, I don't think I could stand to leave it stock and then the value drops through the floor. But on top of that, then if you're not changing it and doing something with it, then what's the fun of it? All you do is drive it.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I just realised I don't stop changing things.
Have you met me?
Yeah, true. Anyway.
Like, but that's the thing. So, you do what you want to do, man. Like, if you want to have the STI badge and keep your car completely bog stock original, you do it.
I didn't. I think that's why the Bug-Eye was a good choice.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
Because the GC8s are still on the rare side of things, but the Bug-Eye is like the crossover to when they sort of became more...
The GC8s, STIs and WRXs, the issue with them is once you hit the 200 kilowatt mark,
Yeah.
you
Stuff
got
starts
to
breaking.
dump money.
Yeah.
For later.
It's mine.
Done for once. There you go.
Yeah, once you hit the 200 kilowatt mark is when you got to start dumping money, and that's why I went for the Bug-Eye.
Yeah.
Because you have the
You
gearbox,
six-speed,
you have the stronger motor.
Brembos, the R180, the 207. Yeah, that was another good choice. It was a good starting platform, and they're very good bang for buck for what you get. Because if you tried to put all of those things into a WRX, you'd spend double the amount of what you would actually just buying a Bug-Eye STI to start with.
Like, I guarantee you, like, if you went back to Facebook and we asked Jared how much he spent on his car, there's no way he's going to tell us.
Yeah. Oh, Dave. Hi, Dave. He says, what's up, guys? Wait, where is he?
Where are you, Dave?
Anyway.
But yeah, so...
I think we've
That's
covered
the thing.
pretty much everything.
Yeah, and... Another thing, you really don't see many GC8 STIs around.
No.
For some reason, you see more of the version 5 STIs in Australia at the moment.
Yes.
I've been seeing them more often than the version 6s.
Yes. But it's funny because the version 5s are the 2 doors here, which we consider to be rare, whereas over in the US, they're the opposite. They want the 4 doors because they've all got the 2 doors, even down to like 1.6 litre NAs.
Yeah. The State's a confusing place.
But mind you, they also got an NA 2.5 2-door,
Yeah.
RS25.
They also had a Brat that legally had 2 seats sitting on the back of a ute.
Or was that legal?
That was legal. That's how they imported those cars to America. Because if they didn't have it, they couldn't classify it as a passenger vehicle. So they put the seats on the back and went, yo, look, it's a 4-seater passenger vehicle.
Wow.
Called the chicken tax or something?
Yeah, they didn't have to pay the tax of being a ute or a work vehicle.
Oh,
they
wow.
called it a passenger vehicle because there was 4 seats in it.
Okay, I just learned something. That's
and then
cool.
they turned around and went, yo, after like a year or two, and they're like,
Yo, no.
Not going to happen, my dudes. And they got rid of it. But
and then they introduced the Barger.
yeah,
Oh gosh. So let's not talk about that. Let's finish up. All right?
that's another episode.
No.
I don't wanna even We're
see
talking about like another episode down the line. Might do it next week
Weird
because
Subarus?
weird Subarus. Just because I'm really keen on doing it because.
No. When we do breakdowns of models, then we'll throw in weird Subarus with that.
But why?
Why not?
They don't need. I guarantee you, 90% of people wouldn't know what my favorite Subaru is, even if I told them right now.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You love playing that game.
I love playing that game. It confuses so many people. Rexes. I'd love to import a Rex.
Oh, Jared says, don't know. It had 200 kilowatts. Was easy and happy. Sat at 200-ish kilowatts for ages.
Well, that's like me, Dave. Jared. Like my GC8 was 200 kilowatts. That's something I didn't mention the other day. That is one of the reasons I got rid of my GC8. It was at its limit. If I wanted to push more power,
I don't know if we've really talked about that.
I was up for more motor. Like I'd have to build a motor,
and then stronger gearbox.
and then I'd have to build a stronger gearbox and better brakes. And I just weighed it up, and I'm like, it's not worth it. Let's get rid of it. And that's why I decided to start the Forest Path. But in saying that,
the STI path was better.
Yeah,
Ish. It was better in theory.
it was better in my head.
I have to hedge my bets here.
Yeah. But anyway, this is definitely going on a bit too long. We probably should shush.
Dave says he's in hiding. And says 22B rear-wheel drive converted. Bolt-on flares. 22B is a wide body... Oh yeah, not wide enough. Anyway, let's wrap it up. That was probably really
Wrap it up. Okay. Easy done. Thanks for joining us, guys. I hope we entertained you for a little bit.
We're going to have a lot of cutting to do to put all that information together.
Yeah, we're still working on... Like, I've got all the timestamps and that. It's not an easy feat taking an hour and a half, hour, 2 hour video and editing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not easy. Like, it's hard enough. Like, my mate who does edit his random videos from gaming, it takes him a while. A little bit. Yeah, I know, but you can still do it. I might eventually get into that, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Hopefully, we helped you out a little bit.
Wait. I have another question.
Another question.
Yeah. The possible issues if you find fuel or oil in the reservoir that connect to the radiator, not the bottle where it goes in, but there's the coolant header tank.
I really want to walk away because that's a very obvious answer, and you're not in a good position.
Yep, pretty much.
Anywhere where oil and coolant mixes,
oil, fuel, and coolant.
Yeah, there tends to be a pretty big issue.
Very bad.
Do you agree? Oil, fuel, and coolant all together in one place.
Yeah, that's next level. That shouldn't happen.
That's your typical Subaru thing.
Dave says it's a vortex. Don't lie. The car that you want, I think.
I wouldn't say no.
I would. I really don't like the look of those. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Look, we'll be back next week. We will get cutting because now we've got 3 weeks of clips worth to cut up. It's okay. We've started.
Yeah, we've started.
Yet. I know what I'm doing this weekend. Anyway, yeah, we'll be back next week. You can like, follow, subscribe, whatever you want. So we are on Anchor now as a podcast for the audio format. We're on YouTube for these replays. You can always scroll back through Facebook and find this, and we'll get to the rest whenever the heck we can. But yeah, until then, have fun, and we'll talk about something else super.
If you get an STI, get it checked.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, I ain't touching that one. Anyway,
check by professional.
That's not us. We're not checking that. Bye.
Bye.